Hey YouTube, I want to do this video about top five. The top five what? The top five underrated R&B singers of all time. Now, the all time, I mean, I can reach way back into like the 30s, 40s, but that wasn't my era. That wasn't my generation. I'm more of an 80s, 90s, 2000s type of kid. I like 70s R&B soul. I like 70s music. I like rock, pop, R&B, jazz, hip hop, pop, polka, folk, bluegrass, country. I like everything. But I definitely want to talk about my top five most underrated artists of R&B of all time, male or female. These are artists that have made waves, that have made a name for themselves. However, they never got to that superstar status. They're known for just being who they are as the hit maker, the hit songstress. This might have to be a part one because this top five, you might agree or disagree. I might have to extend it. I just want to see how this does first. What do you guys think about this list? All right, now it's no a particular order, male or female. It's all, everybody's together on this. So let's see. My first on the list is Shanice. Shanice, the singer of I Love Your Smile, the singer of Saving Forever for You. She did a remake of Loving You, Minnie Riperton song. She was on a lot of stuff. She's married, she got kids. But she was like somebody that had the most incredible voice. I mean, she could hit all the high notes, low notes. She had this airy quality to her voice too. She had a lot of character, but it seemed as though the industry kind of pushed her out. She had success in like 99 as well, after she was already in the game for about 13 to 14 years. She started dancing more. It was like, you know, that When I Close My Eyes era. You know, the song jumped from, I remember, like 91 all the way to 2, you know, and that was like a big deal because that was the biggest jump in Billboard music history at the time. That was like in the year 99. So Shanice is on this list because she's definitely underrated. She's one of the greatest singers. She's worked with a lot of artists, but she just is not, she's never blew up like on a Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton level, and it makes no sense. She has the vocal range and everything of Mariah Carey. She sounds like Janet. She sounds like Whitney. She has a lot of like qualities in her voice and a lot of range and a lot of power in her voice. She sounds like Minnie Riperton. She sounds like who else? A lot of people, but she definitely had a distinctive sound. You knew it was her when she was singing. All right, the second person on this list, Rahsaan Patterson. Rahsaan Patterson was on Kids Incorporated in the 80s. He was a child singer. He worked with a lot of actual people in the industry. He was on there when Fergie was on there in Kids Incorporated. He grew up to produce and write songs for Ray J and a lot of artists. And he started his solo journey in 97. And that whole album was fire. It was like every song he was singing from his soul. Like, it's like the range that he had, he kind of sounds like he could sing like a woman, but then he sounds like a man. He can go high, low. He has so much range. He had everything an artist would have, but I don't think he had a polish that they wanted him in the industry. There was a lot of questionable things and looks that he had that made him more inaccessible to the masses. So they kept him in this R&B niche, which is where he shines the most. He can now sing many people in the industry. He definitely is somebody with hits that, like Where You Are, let's see, Spend the Night. Let's see, these are things from his first album, Around My Way. Let's see, he had a lot of songs. He has so much artistry in his voice. I mean, he sings like he's reaching heaven. The third R&B singer, male or female, that's on this list, that came out when Shanice came out. They were really the first Brandy and Monica of the 80s, really. Teens that had hit songs, and they were doing things in R&B, blessed voices. But then you have Tracy Spencer. Tracy Spencer was a voice that she had maturity in her voice. She had a tone that was actually a quality tone. She could sing, she could soar, she had range, she had everything. She had her first song, Symptoms of True Love, in '88, and then she had bigger hits called This House. She had Tender Kisses, Love Me, all those type of songs. You saw her on Family Matters singing with Eddie Winslow. You know, she was just so on the verge. And then I heard she ended up stopping everything, going to college and having a college experience. I heard that she was later doing background vocals for Kanye West at one time. So she's definitely on this list because she's definitely underrated. She really is. She has a lot of great songs, and she knows how to inject her personality into the song. One of her last biggest hits was It's All About You and Not About Me. She had the video, and she was like, kind of like, had telekinesis. She could make things move, and it was a real creepy, fun video, and it was quality, you know. It was produced by producers Soul Shock and Carlin. They did a lot of songs for a lot of R&B artists that gave them a polish, a shine to those songs, and they had like energy and fire to them, a maturity, you know, to them. I know her last album was in '99. It was called Tracy, and she had a song called It's On Tonight. That should have been the #1 single if that was released, but it wasn't, you know. So it's definitely something to look into. Check out Tracy Spencer, and you won't be disappointed. All right, so now the fourth most underrated artist is Eric Benet. Eric Benet is the most underrated artist. Eric Benet plays instruments. He sings like Maxwell, but honestly, I always thought he sang better than Maxwell because he had more dynamics to his voice, more attitude when he sang, more energy when he sang, and he sounds just like the damn record. I mean, he had Spend My Life With You with Tamia. He had Georgie Porgy. I don't know if that was it. That's just the name. He had, let's see what else he had. He had Spiritual Thing, Femininity, all of these songs all over the years. He came out, I believe, around 98, 99. And he was something else too as an R&B singer. He married Holly Berry, and you know, she put the charges on him that he had a sex addiction, which he probably did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he's more known for that now than his music. But he shouldn't, because he's one of the most gifted R&B singers that I ever heard in my life. Now, number 5. Who will it be? And this is just off the rip. It's some people that I might forget. I'm sorry. I might have to do a part 2 because it's a lot of people out there now. Don't get it twisted, but off the rip, Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan is probably the best singer. She should be Aretha Franklin for this generation, because her voice is raspy, it's heavy, then she got dynamics, she's precise, she got vocal control, she got everything, and she hits raspy high notes, you know. But I will say a lot of her different runs and key changes are very similar to Brandy. That's why Brandy is the vocal Bible, because a lot of people's influences after Brandy, they changed their vocal style, because Brandy has such a craft in the way that she ran and the way that she sang. But Jasmine Sullivan has a heaviness of rasp. Brandy has a lighter rasp in her voice. So, you know, it does give Jasmine a distinction because of that reason. But a lot of the things Jasmine does, I've heard Brandy do them years before. But it's not taken away from Jasmine Sullivan. It sounds good in Jasmine Sullivan's voice. But she had Bust the Windows Out Your Car. She had, what was that first song? I forgot the first song that she came out with. They was comparing her to Lauryn Hill. Missy Elliott ushered her out. But Jasmine Sullivan is definitely underrated. She had Lions and Tigers and Bears. She said, I'm in love with another. These are songs that she really, you know, bodied. And it's almost like her weight was an issue, I believe, in the industry, because they didn't push her more, you know, past the first initial offerings that she had. I'm missing a lot of people now that I think about it. It's a lot of people. So I'm going to have to do a part 2. So you let me know who's on this first round, should be in this first round of underrated R&B singers of all time. And we're talking about all time, not just the 80s, 90s, 2000s. We talking about anybody. If you feel like somebody was in the 70s that was hot, that never got their shine, you let me know. All right, so I'm going to pull this together a little bit more. I have a book coming out called The Brown Paper Bag Boys and the Colorism Experiment. The colorism, because everybody talking about colorism right now. I wrote this 2 years ago. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know my book would be ready at this time for you to enjoy. So I can't wait for you to read it. Go to my website, scaretheLight.com. All my links to social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, is all underground underneath this video. And just look out for me and subscribe, share, and like. By subscribing, you get opportunities to enter the contest that I'm going to be giving. Cash apps, competitions. Everybody likes free money. What about t-shirts, signed copies of my book, different things, big prizes, little prizes, things that keep it going. We're going to keep it flowing with the promotions, because I'm a writer and I don't have a Hollywood machine. I have to be my own machine. So you let me know, subscribe, support, and I'll definitely reach out to you. But tell me about this list. Who is on this list? Who have I missed out on putting this first round of picks together? So let's go over the list again, just so you won't be dismayed. Number 1 was Shanice. Number 2 was Rasan Patterson. Number 3 was Tracy Spencer. Number 4 was Eric Benet. And number 5 was Jasmine Sullivan. All right, so you let me know. I will talk to you later. Peace.